In the cold, unforgiving heart of Rostov-on-Don, the winter's icy grip seemed to tighten further as a wave of dread swept through the city. The echoes of gunfire and the shrill sirens of approaching emergency vehicles punctuated the frigid air, piercing the veil of silence that enshrouded this once bustling metropolis. The streets, once filled with laughter and camaraderie, now lay vacant and foreboding, as if the very souls of its inhabitants had been drained away, leaving only the lingering specter of fear. The city's heartbeat slowed, palpable anxiety seeping into every corner, every crack, every crevice. It was here that our story began, a tale woven from the darkest threads of human nature. A tale of an enemy as elusive as it was ruthless, the Phantomasses. Witnesses spoke of masked men in black apron jackets, their faces hidden behind fearsome masks, striking with precision and vanishing without a trace. The armored car drivers, those unsung heroes who transported the city's wealth from one corner to another, now lay dead or crippled, their fortunes and lives snatched away in the blink of an eye. The cashiers of state enterprises, those hard-working women whose hands never stilled as they counted the hard-earned rubles of their fellow citizens, were left trembling in the aftermath. Their stories were shared in hushed whispers, their fear palpable even through the veil of silence that had descended upon Rostov-on-Don. Enter Ivan Petrovich, a man whose very essence seemed to be forged from the fires of the Great Patriotic War. His eyes, once bright and full of life, now held a hollowed-out quality, as if the weight of a city's despair lay heavy upon his shoulders. He was the city's relentless detective, a man whose determination seemed to burn like an eternal flame in the darkness that surrounded him. As Ivan navigated the treacherous streets of Rostov-on-Don, his footsteps echoed through the empty thoroughfares, a solitary reminder of the city's once vibrant spirit. The weight of the Phantomasses hung over him like a shroud, suffocating any hope that dared to bloom in its folds. In this tale of shadows and fear, one question loomed large. Who were these Phantomasses? As the days turned to weeks, and the weeks to months, Ivan would delve deeper into the city's darkest corners, seeking answers that eluded even the most seasoned investigators. But for now, the Phantomasses remained an enigma, a terrifying specter that cast its long, cold shadow over Rostov-on-Don and all who called it home. As the city's leaders turned a blind eye to the growing crisis, the people of Rostov-on-Don were left to wonder if they would ever see justice again. In this tale of resilience, one truth became painfully clear. The Phantomasses were not just criminals, but symbols of a city's despair and a testament to its systemic failure. The story of the Phantomasses had only just begun, and as the shadows crept ever closer, the fate of Rostov-on-Don hung in the balance. In the frigid clasp of December 1971, Rostov-on-Don stood still as a ghost town under the weight of an ominous silence. The city's heartbeat had faltered, its rhythm disrupted by the relentless thumping of fear and anticipation. It was the eve of a crime that would shatter the fragile truce between the people and their unseen tormentors, the Phantomasses. A single headlight pierced the veil of darkness, its beam flickering like a beacon through the snow-clad streets. The driver, clad in the telltale black apron jacket, navigated with a precision that bordered on preternatural. He was one of them, the Phantomasses, a spectral entity that haunted Rostov-on-Don's collective consciousness. The vehicle he piloted was no ordinary automobile but a stolen behemoth, its engine roaring like a wild beast, eager to sate its insatiable hunger for destruction. The target was clear, an armored car, laden with the city's hard-earned wealth, making its routine journey through the desolate night. As the two vehicles converged, a cacophony of screeching metal and shattering glass filled the air, followed by a deafening silence that seemed to swallow the city whole. The armored car lay crumpled, a twisted monstrosity that bore witness to the savagery of mankind. The Phantomasse responsible for this devastation had vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of ruin and despair. In the wake of the crash, the city held its breath as the police force scrambled to apprehend the elusive criminals. The streets were slick with ice, but an icy chill gripped Rostov-on-Don's very soul, a reminder of the darkness that lurked in the shadows. The days and nights blurred into one as Ivan Petrovich and his team, undeterred by the bitter cold, followed the trail of destruction left by the Phantomasses. Their faces were etched with exhaustion, but their determination burned like a beacon through the gathering gloom. They knew that to catch the Phantomasse, they must first understand him, a task as daunting as it was crucial. As the city mourned its losses and grappled with the reality of this new terror, a sense of unity began to emerge among its people. Fear had given way to resolve, and Rostov-on-Don steeled itself for the battles to come. The Phantomasses had struck a grievous blow, but they would not break the city's spirit, not if Ivan Petrovich had anything to say about it. Narrator. In the gloom of Ivan Petrovich's cluttered office, the city's relentless detective stood, hands splayed across a dusty map of Rostov-on-Don, his face etched with determination. The weight of the city hung heavy upon him as he studied the maze of streets, each one a potential path to the elusive Phantomasses. The air was thick with the stale scent of cigarettes and the faintest hint of fear that lingered from countless sleepless nights spent pursuing shadows in the darkness. A solitary light cast an eerie glow upon the pile of case files scattered across his desk, each one a testament to the city's despair. In the corner of the room, Maria Vasilyevna, his confidant and moral compass, sat quietly, her eyes fixed on Ivan as if willing him strength with their unwavering gaze. The air between them hummed with tension, each breath a silent plea for justice in the face of an enemy that seemed to slip through their fingers like water. As the hours ticked by, Ivan's mind raced, searching for patterns amidst the chaos, the key to unlocking the mystery that plagued Rostov-on-Don. The city's leaders, the gruff and cunning Mayor Kolya and his ambitious deputy Natalia Alexandrovna, loomed large in his thoughts. Their corrupt influence seemed to stretch like tentacles, wrapping itself around every facet of life within the city, even entwining with the crimes of the Phantomasses. A sense of foreboding settled over Ivan as he delved deeper into the investigation, each new piece of evidence only serving to deepen the tangled web that shrouded Rostov-on-Don in darkness. The city's despair grew palpable, the collective cry for justice echoing through its streets like a haunting lullaby. Yet, Ivan would not be deterred. With Maria by his side, he pressed on, guided by the faint flicker of hope that burned within him, a beacon in the darkness, illuminating their path towards truth and justice. The fate of Rostov-on-Don hung precariously in the balance, teetering on the edge of despair or salvation. As the hours turned to days, the tension within Ivan's office grew ever thicker. The city held its breath, waiting for the relentless detective to pierce through the darkness and unmask the Phantomasses. Little did they know that the enemy was not merely a band of masked robbers, but a symbol of their own despair, fear, and systemic failure, a specter that threatened to consume them all if left unchecked. In the heart of Rostov-on-Don, winter's chill clung stubbornly to the city like an old wound refusing to heal. The relentless pursuit for justice had led Ivan Petrovich deep into the labyrinth of corruption that plagued his city, a shadowy maze of hidden truths and silent cries for help. As the days blurred into nights, Ivan found himself staring at a map of Rostov-on-Don, tracing the patterns of the Phantomasses' crimes with an unwavering gaze. His mind, sharp as ever, began to discern a pattern, a chilling dance that seemed to echo the city's own rhythm of despair and fear. It was then that Ivan saw it, a pattern of targeted attacks on symbols of economic stability and power. The Phantomasses were not mere criminals. They were the embodiment of Rostov-on-Don's systemic failure, striking at the heart of its very soul. The realization hit him like a hammer blow, shattering the illusion he had held on to for so long. The city he had sworn to protect and serve was rotten from within, its leaders feeding off the fear and despair of its citizens. The Phantomasses were not the enemy. They were the silent cries for justice that echoed through the streets, the embodiment of a people's struggle against a corrupt and oppressive regime. Ivan's heart pounded in his chest like a drum, the rhythm of reality resounding within him. The city he had known all his life had been hiding a dark secret, one that threatened to consume it from within. He felt a cold shiver run down his spine as he looked at the map once more, now etched with the weight of truth and the burden of justice. The revelation forced Ivan to confront the harsh reality of Rostov-on-Don's corruption, leaving him standing on the precipice of a moral quagmire. He knew that he could not turn back, for if he did, the city would continue to suffer. With Maria Vasilyevna by his side, he steeled himself for the final confrontation, determined to bring justice and usher in a brighter future for Rostov-on-Don. The city held its breath as Ivan delved deeper into the heart of darkness, guided by the unwavering light of truth. The fate of Rostov-on-Don hung precariously in the balance, and it seemed that only one man stood between the people and the shadows that threatened to engulf them. As the first light of dawn broke over Rostov-on-Don, a city trembling with anticipation, the air was thick with tension. The relentless pursuit of justice had led Ivan Petrovich and Maria Vasilyevna to the heart of their quarry. This was the final confrontation, a showdown between order and chaos that would shape the very destiny of the city. The cobbled streets echoed with the heavy footsteps of police, their faces etched with determination as they converged on a warehouse nestled in the industrial heart of Rostov-on-Don. Inside, the Phantomasses prepared for battle, their eyes glinting with defiance as they awaited the inevitable assault. The air was heavy with the stench of oil and sweat, a palpable reminder of the struggle ahead. The clandestine warehouse hummed with activity as police officers breached the doors, unleashing a torrent of gunfire that shattered the silence. The Phantomasses retaliated fiercely, their black capron jackets whirling in a deadly dance of violence and desperation. Ivan Petrovich, his face a mask of grim determination, navigated the chaos with unwavering resolve. His gaze locked onto one figure, the last remaining Phantomasse, the elusive mastermind who had evaded capture for so long. As their eyes met, there was a moment of recognition, as if two sides of a shared coin finally aligning. The battle raged on, with lives hanging in the balance. Some Phantomasses succumbed to the bullets that tore through them, while others were apprehended and cuffed, their masks torn away to reveal the faces of friends, neighbors, and even colleagues. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief as order seemed to be restored. But this was not the end. It was merely the beginning of the long road to recovery. As Ivan Petrovich stood amidst the wreckage, his gaze drifted across the city, his heart heavy with the knowledge that the scars left by the Phantomasses would not be easily erased. In the days that followed, Rostov-on-Don began to heal, slowly and painfully. The captured Phantomasse were sentenced to life in prison, while others met their ends on the cold, unforgiving streets of the city they had sought to destroy. The city's leaders, implicated in the corruption that had spawned the Phantomasses, were either removed or brought to justice, paving the way for a new wave of reformers to take up the mantle of change. Ivan Petrovich and Maria Vasilyevna, their own wounds still fresh, looked out upon Rostov-on-Don with pride in their hearts. They knew that they had played a role in ushering in a brighter future for the city, but the cost had been great. The people of Rostov-on-Don had shown remarkable resilience in the face of adversity, but the scars left by the Phantomasses would linger for years to come. The story of the Phantomasses serves as a reminder that even in the darkest hours, justice can prevail, if one has the courage and determination to pursue it relentlessly. The city's struggle against despair, fear, and systemic decay continues, but Rostov-on-Don's indomitable spirit shines brightly, reminding us all of humanity's capacity for hope and resilience in the face of adversity. In the waning years of the Soviet Union, a city once shrouded in darkness began its long road to redemption. The spectral specter of the Phantomasses had been vanquished, and Rostov-on-Don slowly emerged from the shadows. A new generation of reformers took up the mantle left by Ivan Petrovich and Maria Vasilyevna, a symbol of hope for the city's embattled citizens. With dogged determination and unwavering resolve, they set out to dismantle the rotten edifice that had once allowed the Phantomasses to thrive. Corrupt leaders were removed from office, their fall from grace a testament to the indomitable spirit of justice. Others faced trial for their crimes, standing before the very courts they had long sought to corrupt. The city's heart was slowly mending, each stitch a symbol of resilience and the human capacity for change. In a quiet ceremony, Ivan Petrovich and Maria Vasilyevna stepped down from their posts, their weary faces etched with pride. They had seen the city through its darkest hour, and now they were finally able to leave it behind, knowing they had played a role in healing its wounds. The streets of Rostov-on-Don buzzed with activity once again, but there was a new energy that permeated the air, an unspoken promise of better days to come. The echoes of the Phantomasses' reign had faded into memory, replaced by the sounds of laughter and hope. Yet, the city's scars remained, a poignant reminder of the struggle that had once defined it. Still, the spirit of resilience prevailed, as Rostov-on-Don forged ahead, embracing its past while looking towards a brighter future. The Phantomasses may have been vanquished, but their legacy lived on, a testament to the indomitable nature of humanity and the power of hope in the face of adversity. In the end, it was not the masked bandits who held the true power. It was the people of Rostov-on-Don, their resilience unbroken, their spirit unquenchable. They had weathered the storm and emerged victorious, a story of triumph over adversity that echoed through the annals of history. As the camera pans over the city's vibrant streets, one cannot help but feel a sense of awe at the indomitable spirit of Rostov-on-Don. The city had been tested, pushed to its limits, and yet it had risen time and time again, refusing to be broken. It was a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest hours, hope can prevail. And so, the story of Ivan Petrovich, Maria Vasilyevna, and the Phantomasses serves as a beacon for future generations, a shining example of the resilience of humanity and the power of justice in the face of adversity. The city's dark chapter had come to a close, but its legacy lived on, inspiring countless others to stand up against injustice and fight for what was right. The story of Rostov-on-Don is a tale of resilience, hope, and triumph over adversity, a testament to the indomitable spirit that burns within us all. And as the sun sets on this once troubled city, one cannot help but feel a sense of hope for the future, a belief that even in the darkest hours, justice can prevail and cities can heal from their wounds, given time and the relentless pursuit of